How's it going, guys? MissingNoVGC here, and today we're doing something a bit different. A few weeks ago, Team APS dropped a short about Bandai Yugioh, and I left a comment that got a bit of a reaction from some people. There's a lot of likes on it, and it's basically me saying that, oh, I have a couple hundred of these cards lying around. I planned on doing deck profiles and game videos and like a rules breakdown, all this kinds of stuff. And one of the subscribers to our channel uh, also commented on that, calling me out, saying that I promised this over a year ago. So to that, I say, my bad. And so that's part of the reason why I'm doing this. Also, around the same time, friend of the channel, CCG Replay, also uploaded a video of him doing an unboxing of all of the Bandai Yugioh cards, but in English, because he found someone selling some English proxies on Etsy, I think for like $100 or something like that. So that's pretty cool. Good for him. So between those videos going up, that comment, and talking to CCG Replay on Discord, I decided to finally start doing the Bandai stuff. So sorry for the super long wait for those I'd promised over a year ago. I figured the best way to start would be showing you guys the cards, and then from there doing deck profiles and rules and stuff like that, and then eventually the gameplay videos whenever I can get around to that. It's all reliant on whenever Brandon can play, because Brandon's who I've been doing all the games with lately. So anyway, cards, let's get into those. So Bandai Yugioh has the star system still, and actually the stars are how you determine the winner. It's not based on life points, it's who has the least amount of stars in their graveyard at the end of the game. Just something to keep in mind going forward when it comes to deck construction. But we have Yugi, we have the Pharaoh, we have Joey or Jinochi when you go by his Japanese name, and we got Kaiba with the green hair. I actually got it signed by Eric Stewart when I met him at the last YCS that I went to back in, like, I don't know, 2014, 2015. It's been a while since I've played, like, actual Yu-Gi-Oh! Most of the character cards have pretty decent abilities. Like, little Yugi can, like, draw you 3 cards. Their Pharaoh's ability is straight up, he cannot lose. I also like that Joey's holding his yo-yo from episode 9 when he joined like a bunch of thugs that just went around beating up people with yo-yos. That was a stupid episode. We got Tristan or Honda, Taya/Anzu, Miho, who is like the most useless character ever, and I'm glad we never got her in the Yu-Gi-Oh! That we know and love. And we have Shadi. I can't remember all their abilities off the top of my head, but I do remember that Tristan is really funny. He has no star, so there's literally like no... You'd think there's no point in playing him, but his ability is that he loses all fights because he doesn't know the rules of the game. And that actually is a pretty relevant card for some decks. So Tristan actually can see some play. Moving on to monsters, though, we got the Blue Eyes White Dragon. We have the Red Eyes Black Dragon. We have Gaia the Fierce Knight. We have the Cursive Dragon. We have Gaia the Dragon Champion. Something to note about Gaia the Fierce Knight, Gaia the Dragon Champion, and Cursive Dragon. You don't need polymerization in those cards to make Gaia the Dragon Champion. You can just play Gaia the Dragon Champion because it's weird. We have Dark Magician, we have Thousand Dragon, and Basic Insect. Then over here we got Armored Insect with Laser Cannon, Harpy Lady 1, Mega Zowler, and Two-Headed King Rex. Summon Skull up at the top is really cool looking. Back in the day, I want to say I got all these cards around like 2013 or 2014. I'm pretty sure it's 2013. But I got them at least before Lord of the Tachyon Galaxy released. And I remember just straight up trading one of these Summon Skulls for a Draco Sack back when that was like an over $100 card. So that was really cool. So yeah. Next to Summon Skull, though, we have Aphrodite. There are exclusive cards to this game versus like the Yu-Gi-Oh! That we have. I'll try and point those out as we go across them, but Aphrodite is one of them. We have Winged Dragon, Guardian of the Fortress, and Blackland Fire Dragon. Back up at the top again, we have Dragon Capture Jar, which is honestly one of the most powerful cards in Bandai Yugioh, because from all the playtesting that Brandon and I have done, we have come to the conclusion that Dragons is the best deck, if not like an unbeatable deck. Dragon Capture Jar will definitely help, but Dragon Capture Jar is kind of a staple for anything because dragons are just that good. We got Judge Man, we got Celtic Guardian, and we have the Baby Dragon. Silverfang, Soggy the Dark Clown, Rouge Doll, Larva Moth, Great Moth, the Ultimate Beaver Warrior, Mystical Elf, Flame Swordsman actually has 2500 attack in here, so that's pretty neat. Its defense is still trash, though. Over here, we have King of Yami Makai. We have the 5 pieces of Exodia. We have Labyrinth Tank, which is a 24/24. That's really good. And then we have Sangha of the Thunder. We have Kazagen that looks high as fuck. We got Suijin. Time Wizard is actually a spell in this game. That's pretty neat. Really liking Time Wizard. We have Polymerization, which is only used to create 2 cards in this game. One of which is over here, which is the Black Skull Dragon. And we have Kunai with Chain next to that. That one's also pretty staple in a lot of our decks that we've built. Horn of the Unicorn, Cyber Shield. We have Elegant Egotist, Pumpkin, the King of Ghosts, Gyakutena Megami, Catapult Turtle, Kairushin, Metal Guardian, I'm pretty sure is also a exclusive. I can't say for certain, but I'm almost positive that it's an exclusive one. We have Giant Soldier of Stone and Axe Raider. Battle Ox, Swamp Battle Guard, Garuzis, Wall Shadow, Dragon Zombie, Sword Arm of Dragon, Crawling Dragon number 2, and we have a Red Feral Imp, which I just think looks really cool. I definitely prefer the Red Feral Imp over the green. We have, this is Hercules Beetle. This one I'm not sure about the name pronunciation of. I've heard Kojikasi, I've heard Kojikasi. Most recently I heard Kajikasi, so we're going to go with this is Kajikasi. Fiend Kraken, Jellyfish, Armored Lizard, Battle Steer, Mammoth Graveyard, Barox, Harpy Ladies 2 and 3, Battle Warrior, Armored Zombie, Torike, Killer Needle, Clown Zombie, and Dragon Piper, Tiger Axe, Horn Imp, Watt Kid, and this really nice looking Monster Reborn. This is super pretty. Ryukushin. I love that Skull Servant was still a thing way back in the original series. That's pretty neat. Megamorph, Mushroom Man, Tatsume Giant. This Wicked Worm Beast is just horrific looking. We got Dark Energy, Golden Pegasus. Actually, like these next quite a few cards are, I think, all exclusives to this game. So we have Golden Pegasus, King Rex, Yellow Hectate, Red Hectate, and Violet Hectate. The 3 Hectate cards were played by the Witch Sisters in Season 0. And when they all are together, they come out to create Gorgon, which I'm not sure how that works because it's not a fusion card. So I'm not entirely sure how Gorgon works. We also have King Beetle, Rot Gun, Night Soldier, Neon Knight, Chimera, Komori Dragon, and this is Dark Zorla. Magical Hats, Spellbinding Circle, Meteor Dragon, and this is Dragonic Pulse of the Lands. This is basically the first field spell of the game. And you'd think with the name like Dragonic Pulse of the Lands, it would boost dragons. But no, it boosts fiends because And then we have Meteor Black Dragon up here. And then we get on to the fun stuff. So this is the 3-body connection of the Blue Eyes White Dragon. I think this is here mostly as like collector piece. No one played those, so that wouldn't really make sense. We also have the Blue Eyes White Dragon, but in English, again, because. And then over here we have some promos. This is Wicked Chain, and this is just a full card version of these 4 cards into one. So from what we understand, this card, you don't need to use polymerization to make it, because again, the only 2 fusion cards are the Black Skull Dragon and the Meteor Black Dragon. You don't need Wicked Chain to make this card either. However, this card does have a special rule that if you play this card and this card at the same time, this card can attack 8 times, again, because. So technically, you can just play this card and just attack for 45 and just go on about your day. You don't even need this card. It just wins more. Next, we have the Bandai Mirror Force. This is my most prized card. I'm probably never going to get rid of it. This is supposed to be the Bandai Swords of Revealing Light, but I don't have that, unfortunately. That card is way too much. Last time I saw one, it was going for over 3,000, so I'm just going to cut my losses and say I'm never going to have a complete set, and I've come to terms with that. Over here is the Gate Guardian. I do play this in a deck, and despite playing like a $900 promo, I still can't beat dragons, so you know, just because you got expensive shit doesn't mean you're going to be good. Then we just have more Blue Eyes that I have extra. This one was technically my first Blue Eyes White Dragon, and you can kind of make it out. This was also signed by Eric Stewart when I met him, so that's pretty cool. And then the rest of the binder is just like other random stuff, like another promo Champs Terra Pit from Winter Championships and Kaijudo. These 2 cards are from Loxton's Pokemon games that he's working on. I got a lot of Duel Master shit. This one's just straight up a fucking chicken, and I love it. And then I also collect the Imakuni cards for Pokemon because Imakuni's a goofy guy. But yeah, so those are those. Fun stuff. But just so you kind of see the extent of what we're working with here. Ooh, big binder. We also got more of these. Some of these cards are missing because they're being used in the decks. But as you can see, I have crap tons more Bandai cards. I actually won all of this in a lot for like $150, technically less, and that was after shipping. So I definitely made my money because that Mirror Force was part of it. I think there's also like 3 or 4 Blue Eyes with it, a couple extra Red Eyes, another full set of Exodia pieces, another set of the Gate Guardian pieces. So yeah, I definitely made my money back off of this for sure. Especially, you know, getting a Draco sack for a Summon Skull. Still can't believe that happened. But yeah, so that's that video. We'll see what happens moving forward. Hoping to do some deck profiles soon. But yeah, other than that, thanks for watching, and hope to see you guys soon with more Bandai Yu-Gi-Oh content.